Hello and welcome to another video. This one is going to be on the lighter side, but is appropriate to follow the others. Now that we've talked about a bunch of different things, I'm going to tell you all what I ended up with for my regular league bags using all this information and seeing what worked best for my game. Of course, this is fairly fluid as more balls come out. Some will go in, some will come out, but at least the first bag is set and solid and I can't foresee that changing. The first ball on the list is the ProMotion, and this one is indispensable. I still have no idea why it wasn't more successful than it was. I can understand some people not matching up with them, but that's possible with every ball in existence. Aside from being the most perfect lefty ball out there, it's hard to miss the pocket with it. I play this little couple board fade from second-ish arrow and it walks right in. It blends the lane better than anything else, the overall strength is perfect, it doesn't burn or lose energy on friction, it's round and continuous, and I'm almost literally averaging 230 with it. I'm pretty solid on this side, I'm happy with how quickly I'm learning and progressing, but I'm definitely not 230. Several people have told me repeatedly how ridiculous of a look it is for me, almost unfair, and when I get legitimately good, this is like a purple hammer for Jacob Buttriff type look. It's just unreal. The next ball on the list is pretty surprising, the next two really, but this one is the biggest puzzler in the astrophysics. I really got to like the second one I drilled during my last several months as a righty, but that's because the combination of the fast revving, strong shaping, asymmetric, atomic core, and the medium strength and quick but round and consistent R2S pearl cover was in play on nearly everything. I drilled one lefty more to be a comparison ball for a couple of others, but I didn't expect to be able to use it that much. Shine, sharpness, and boom isn't exactly what most lefties want. You need control, blending, and angle management. This one, however, throws a wrinkle in that's quite perfect. It gets me through the fronts. The overall strength will put it in play on the majority of conditions I see, like the ProMotion, but this one is obviously a lot sharper and more dynamic. I didn't think I'd be able to control it, but it allows me to be softer and smoother and pay more attention to accuracy and execution because I don't have to worry about ball motion down lane. While the ProMotion allows me to keep my angles closed and walk it in, if I do have to move in a little bit or if the back ends happen to get soft and slow down, I can float out of the Astro nice and easy and watch it fly. R2S Pearl is pretty round and continuous, so even though there's a strong back end move, it's not jerking or straightening out. I can definitely open my angles up with it if I want, but this one actually helps quite a bit in avoiding trying to hit up on it. It's free ball motion, all I have to do is let it go. The next ball is kind of sideways off the Astro and the ProMotion too really, and it's the Trend. Same cover as the Astro with R2S Pearl, same core as the ProMotion in the symmetric piston, so it's basically two of my favorite things on one package. It's got the same steady lane control and continuation of the ProMotion, but with the length and shape of something like the Idle Pearl. I think you can see it doesn't rev as aggressively or almost as angrily as the Astro. It gives me more length and a bit more blend, so if the ProMotion is a little too early and the Astro pushes me too deep, the Trend is there either as a step down from the ProMotion if I like the general shape and area on the lane but need more length, or even a step down from the Astro if I need 75% boom instead of 100% boom. It's either a longer and smoother Astro or a longer and stronger ProMotion, so I think that you can see how all of these make sense and work together in the same bag. Now getting into the second bag, the first ball in there is the Electrify Hybrid. It's so clean, consistent, and readable that it's either an easy play on drier conditions or a bailout ball if literally nothing else is working. It'll at least get me to the pocket or keep me close and as far out of trouble as possible if bigger scores aren't an option. At the same time, it just simply walks into the pocket and doesn't require a ton out of me. It doesn't see much lane time because I'm usually throwing the next ball on the list, which is my heaviest use ball at the moment in the Parallax. The Parallax is somewhat of an enigma because it's ridiculously versatile. It's got a very strong cover and a stronger core than I think people realize because it's so controllable, yet it plays so well on drier conditions and manages friction and wet-dry like few other balls I've thrown. This ball is in play literally everywhere I've gone so far. It sees league action both at Westridge, where I used to film, and at Royal Crest. Obviously looks good with what I'm showing here at Gage. I've used it in a couple different centers I frequent for tournaments in Kansas City, and all of these houses are quite different, but there's literally not one other single ball I've ever thrown that's both actually in play and effective at all of them. The Astro comes close, but the Parallax is the one that I'm realizing more and more that I can seriously rely on everywhere I go. It's not the first ball out of the bag though, because the one thing I don't think it's good at in the least really is giving you a true read on the lane. Now the flip side and trade-off though is that I know exactly what it's going to do no matter where I go, and you simply can't put a price on that kind of consistency and predictability. It ignores so much of what the lane and pattern is doing and just does what it does. Now, it's not going to dig through soup or go 40 feet on a desert or anything extreme or ridiculous, but it definitely pushes the limits beyond where I thought they were before. The last ball, of course, is my plastic ball, which I'm learning and getting better with every day. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.